Atlanta, Egypt. On the west coast of LA. Hollywood. It's all good. So they made their journey to Egypt. And for a while, everything was all right. That's the way it is. Oh, man, this was the life. All the pomegranates you want. You know what I'm saying? All of whatever you want. Things were good. Joseph had become second in command. Life seemed to be a pretty good thing, you know? You just had years and years and years of nothing but building. They didn't pay attention to the interest rates and the mortgages attached to the loans. It was easy to swipe that card. I got this. No, I got this. We're in Egypt. I got this. And no limit to this now. But then, because, you know, if it swings this way, it's got to swing that way. You follow me? There's abundance. Oh, but don't party too long now. Because that pendulum's going to do this. Back over here. Sure enough, a Pharaoh in the big house of abundance, after Joseph died, right conveniently, after Joseph died, it's always after Joseph died. It's when Uncle Joseph is gone. Who didn't know Joseph or Joseph's God. You follow me? Now, I'm going to use these Hebrew terms interchangeably so you don't get stuck on the English word of God. This Pharaoh didn't recognize and didn't want to recognize who these Hebrews were. Except for one thing. They kept growing and they kept multiplying and they became more powerful. He became so afraid that they would become more powerful than their own people who were in the land. So that's when he put them to work. That's when he tried to eliminate them. That's when he downsized and downscaled. You following me? So the economy would be better. And that's how Moses ended up. Although he had been brought up in the house of Pharaoh, Doc, somewhere in his subconscious, Moses still remembered that he was a Hebrew. And when he saw another Hebrew being abused, he sought to retaliate. You know, sometimes you do things that ain't quite right for what you think is the right reason, and then you got to run. But you're still running towards your destiny instead of away from it. So here we are, Moses, in dialogue with this flame. So the flame has rehearsed to him how that eagle should not have been out there in the first place. Now the flame is talking to Moses, having gotten his attention, so that Moses can now, I won't say begin, but now can continue the inner journey. He's been walking around reality, big R, reality, walking around it. He's even tried to walk away from it. But now reality has his attention. And reality is calling him to his destiny. And Moses says, well, who am I? It's a question. Who am I that I should go to these people, my people, to let them know that they are already free? They just got to walk in it and live in it and be it. They're already free, but they don't know that they're free. And And who am I, since I'm an exile and a fugitive, to go back and tell them that they and we are free? Moses wants to know. And then that voice speaks back to Moses and says, I'll be with you. This is the pre-Great Commission here. I'll be with you. Moses still not satisfied with that. Just as we're not satisfied with that. Now Moses knows that if he goes back and he's not able to represent, he's going to be in trouble. So then he tries to trick the I am. Got you now. Yeah. You're going to stop flaming in a minute. Because this is the question here. When I go back to them, who am I going to say has sent me? Because Pharaoh is not going to be impressed by my just showing up and saying I'm back. Well, he'll be impressed, but he won't be impressed the right way. Because he got a guillotine waiting for me. And that's at that moment, when Moses poses that question, that's when the response of ages comes to him and goes through him. The being says, Eye, Asher, Eye. You see, in English, it doesn't quite make sense. I am that I am. That sounds abstract. I am that I am. Well, what Moses here now is an intonation, Eye, Asher, Eye. And he hears it correctly when he hears it saying to him, this energy, this frequency saying, let me tell you who I am. And in telling you who I am, I'm going to give you a hint about who you are. I have been what I have been from ages past. I am what I am right here and right now. And I will be what I will be. So now just tell me, what is it that you need? Because I'm all of that. All time, all space, all places, all abundance, all reality. I'm that. I am what I am. And yeah, I share. And yeah. None of these words reverberate in Moses' imagination, and he says it just to punctuate it. When you go back to him, say it this way so they'll understand it. The have been, is, and will be has sent me to get you, to bring you back to yourself, to bring you back to ultimate reality and consciousness of your connection with. And there's one more point right here, with your ancestors. You see, sometimes you'll find yourself, if you find your way back to your ancestors, back to those who knew how to pray and make a way out of no way, back to those who knew how to turn stale bread into bread pudding, who knew how to turn rags into quilts, who knew how to turn old beat up wood into a chair. You listening to what I'm saying? He's saying, Moses, now you don't know me like that, but let me just tell you something. I am the strong one of that man who was homeless called Avram, exalted father. And I changed a sterile, beat down, no good man into Abraham. I made him the father of many.